Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bulldog Show. I'm Darrell Allen, along with Thomasville High School head football coach Jonathan DeLay. Dogs coach come up on the short end of a 48-10 score last Friday night against Thomas County Central. Obviously, not the way we wanted it to go.
No, it wasn't the way we wanted it to go. And when you look at the score, it obviously is a blowout. I thought we did some things really well in the game, especially early on. We got down 14-0, and then we come back, punch them right in the mouth, get to 14-7, and make it 21-10 and 24-10 with a chance to kick field goal right before the half. And then they just came out in the second half, and they did a really good job of capitalizing on some mistakes, and tip my cap to them. But I was really proud of the way our kids stayed composed and connected. And we're moving into an open week this week to get better to start region play for that push for jockeying for one of those top spots in the playoff bracket.
Yeah, Coach, the effort was there all night.
Oh, I mean, our kids played hard. That was one thing that I told them yesterday in team meeting I was super proud of is they had plenty of opportunities to lose their composure, to lose their connection, and not one time did they. You never want to lose a ball game, but when you can handle one in a way that you learn from and go and get better, that says a lot about the unity of your team.
Coach, we talk a lot about field position, and when you're playing a high-quality opponent like Thomas County Central, it becomes really more important.
Yeah.
And third quarter, we just couldn't get out of our own goal line.
Yeah, we couldn't punch it out right there. We talk about coming out. One, we want to score. Two, we want to make two first downs. We never really could do it. Now, I'll say this, though. Makari Williams punted really well all night. He had one that went 50 yards, but when you're backed up a little bit, 50 still doesn't get the field flipped. But, I thought there were obviously some things that we got to clean up, but there's some things, that we did pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Levante Cole, 5 carries for 44 yards and the touchdown. I believe that's his 7th touchdown on the year.
Yeah, that was a big run right there, especially in the situation we were in. Got down 14-0, and then we get out there and 10 personnel, 4 wide stuff, and start going fast. And he takes that handoff, and he weaved his way into the end zone through a lot of really good football players. So that was a big one for us.
All right, Cam Hill, 12 of 24 for 140 yards, 5 of those to Messiah Wilson for 67 yards. And Cy just is playing well on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Cy's doing a good job, catching the football in traffic. He's doing a good job for us on special teams too. But he had a really good offseason. He's gotten a lot stronger, and you can tell that he's throwing his body in there. And he's not very big, but he throws his body in with all of them, and it's paying off for him.
All right, Coach. Tyler Ivey with 9 tackles, A.J. Hill Jr. with 8 tackles, and you mentioned Makari, 38-yard average along of 50, so those 3 guys had a good night.
Yeah, they did. And, Makari plays every snap on defense, then he's got to go out there and punt, and to have that kind of average, and, he had a 50-yard punt, and then he had 2 more, I believe, over 40 yards, so that was a good night for him.
All right, Coach, so let's take a look at some of the game clips from Friday night.
Gotcha. So we start here, I believe, right after Central's second touchdown. We're down 14-0. We felt like we needed to get in 10 personnel and go try to get some tempo going. First down, second down. We get about 3 yards right there. It's 3rd and 7, and then right here, Cam and Cy make a play. I thought Cam's footwork's the best it's been in a long time. He did a really good job of keeping his eyes down the field. Cy does a good job in the scramble drill there. We get a big completion. Move the ball a little bit, and right here, Cam makes a good, quick decision, puts that ball away, gets a big run right there on first down, for a first down. And then again, trying to go back to work, throwing the ball, tries to check it down right there, doesn't go our way. Then we hand it off here to Levante, and he does a really good job. There's, you got Rex and Messiah out there. Levante splits them, and then he just beats the safety right there, and it's 6 points for the Dogs.
He just knows how to turn it on when he sees the end zone, doesn't he, Coach?
Yeah, when he sticks that toe in the ground and goes north, he's got a good burst. Camden Christie kicked the ball well for us, 1-on-1 PATs, and then 1-2 field goals. He was close on that second one right before the half. Here in the second quarter, receiving the kickoff, again, it's 21-7. It felt like we're just one little block away right there from having a big run. But again, we get back in 10 personnel. Felt like we had a good box to run the ball in that personnel grouping. And then we did some things here. You can see Cam working the pocket, trying to work the ball to Nigel right there. Come back with our slow screen right here. And Ant does a really good job breaking tackles, making guys miss, and then going to be explosive right there. Again, pushing the ball down the field. I mean, this is the very next drive from where we had it at
Doing what
14
Ant
to 7.
does.
Yeah, I mean, just doing what he does, and that's you know, there was a play in the game. You know, he put his head down and it looked like he crawled under some folks. That was a great throw right there by Cam Hill to Messiah. Messiah made a great catch, but again, it's one of those where his footwork is allowing him to be on time out there, and he's doing a real good job with his fundamentals. Then again, right here, you know, we're not trying to force anything. Gets pushed out of the pocket, but again, we're going north right there to allow us to get points on the board because points were at a premium. He didn't like anything right here. Again, he knew that, hey, we got a field goal in our pocket, and then Camden right there comes and executes.
First field goal of his career.
Yeah, it's a great job, you know, and that's something we work every day, and he's one of our hardest workers at that position. He's just a 10th grader too, so that makes you feel good. Both of our kickers are just 10th graders. Right here, next drive, we force a field goal of our own. It's a great open field tackle right there by Kiff Parrish on a little screen play. Got close right there, especially up the middle. You can see we get some pretty good push right there. And then again, they get the ball back, you know, here before the half. Defense does another great job right here, getting a stop, forcing a punt. And I think we had a shank right here out of bounds, gave us good field position with, you know, to get into our 1 minute, 1.5 minute offense right there. So minute 40 left. They punt the ball, goes out of bounds right there, and we're able to work what we do on every Wednesday, our 1.5 minute work our way down the field. Again, Cam with good footwork, size sits it down right there in between four of them, makes a guy miss. All right, then right here, you know, just take what they're giving us. Take the 5-yard completion, take the 4-yard completion. Right here, we were trying to hit a shot, not there. He checks it back down to DJ, throws it on the right spot. DJ bursts and gets north right there. Come back with a little slow screen right here. They did a good job with their corner playing it. So again, we're able to clock the ball, something that we work. I know we had the ball security issue on the other one. Come back right here. This is an unreal throw right here. It's a good route by Rex. Cam throws it where only Rex can get it over one man, under another. We did, unfortunately, miss the field goal there. It wasn't by much. And then we move into the third quarter. You know, the first drive of the third quarter, they had some big plays right there, but the defense held. We hold them to a field goal right here. You know, we've got the ability, you know, to go and cut into this lead a little bit once we get this ball back. Right here, Jeremiah does a good job. He gets thrown on the ground, tips the ball. Then I think that's Kiff again with another open field tackle. You know, like you said, just never felt like we could get that great field position there in the third quarter. We didn't get anything going. And when you're playing a good football team, you know, those things happen sometimes. You make one little mistake and it turns into a big mistake. And, you know, we got some things we got to clean up this week. We're going to work on, you know, a lot of just little fundamental things that are going to make us better. But as far as, you know, the effort and the ability that the kids are playing with, it's still, you know, this group is special. They love each other. They like to be around each other. They play hard for each other. And it's just fun to watch them be around one another. You know, I thought we were about to have a big return right here. So I just slipped down because they had about 4 guys fall down. We felt really good about that look that we were getting. And again, you know, back in 10 personnel, trying to do things, you know, that use what they're giving us to go and make plays. Cam, again, does a good job right here, pulling the ball down, going and picking up the first down. But again, you know, just didn't end the way we wanted it to. And I know the score is, you know, 38-point margin. And, you know, we've got things to clean up. I don't feel like, you know, after the game, I don't feel like, you know, that team's 38 points better than us. They were that night. But we've got a lot of positive things to build off of and a lot of things to correct to make us better going into region play.
All right, Coach, we end the non-region portion of our schedule at 3-1, and that's probably a little more important this year than it has been in the past because of power rankings.
Yeah, I mean, all those games are important in power rankings, and how those opponents do is important in your power rankings. And so, you know, that was big to come out of the non-region part with a winning record. But now it's about doing what we can do to go win this region because we want one of those top spots. in the playoffs. So hopefully one of the top two for our power rankings and can be one of the highest out of the region champions if we're fortunate enough to do that. So.
All right, Coach, you talked for a minute just about some of the things you're trying to get accomplished during the open week. Obviously got some dogs that are banged up. We want to get them well, too.
Yeah, I mean, you're right in the middle of the, you're in that first third of the season, so you've got guys with nicks and bruises and bumps. And a big focus for us this week is to build depth. We're looking at our practices these next couple of days at those guys that can play on Friday night, that have been playing on Friday night, maybe in smaller roles. Well, let's get them out there and practice in some bigger roles to see if they can provide us with that depth, so that, because it's football, you're going to have injuries, you're going to have guys that are hurt here and there. We've got to build that depth, and that's what this week's about. We're going to try to, in our individual periods, work everybody in their fundamentals. And when we get to our team time, where we're doing a lot of ones versus ones, we're going to try to work those guys that are depth guys to make them, build that depth for us as we go into the season. And that's crucial. What it allows is it allows your guys that have been playing the majority of the snaps to get healthy. And it allows those guys that have been playing a few snaps to, hey, we need you to come on and get some more work at practice so that you can go and provide that depth for us. And we do have a JV game this week, so we're going to take our special teams time at practice this week and really focus on those JV special teams and get those guys a ton of work that they wouldn't normally get.
All right, we begin next week, Coach, and we'll talk more about this next week, but a 6-game region schedule beginning with Bacon County. Now these games are really, really important. I mean, non-region games are important because they're rival games.
Yep.
But, boy, these games affect what you do week 11 through 15.
That's right. We played 4 local games. All right, so we've been in that rivalry mode. Now it's about, all right, we've got to get in this must-win mode because every single one of these affects playoff seeding, especially, the ability to host playoff games, and we all know how important that is.
And you look ahead to our region, Coach, we're seeing 3, sometimes 4, as many as 4 teams ranked as we get in this part of the season. So it's going to be a tough challenge. Yeah,
we've got a tough region. I've seen Bacon on film; they're really good. Jeff Davis is really good. Worth's really good. Fitzgerald's really good. And that's the first 4 games right there. I haven't seen Brantley or Berrien yet, but I mean, South Georgia football, you know what that is.
And they offer each one offers some unique challenges for the way we have to defend them and play them.
Oh yes, that's what's when you go into a new region like we are this year. I know we have some familiar faces of teams that we have played, but then you've got those 3 teams that we really haven't played, and it's about, all right, what do those teams bring to the table? How do you defend them? How do you attack them? And that's what's going to be fun for us going into these next few weeks, is figuring out, all right, how do we go and make sure that we take care of business in these games?
All right, so the Dogs are open Friday night. Got no game this Friday night, Coach, but we will be back with the Bulldog show next week, and we're going to bring some Bulldog players in and give our fans a chance to see them.
Yeah, give you a chance to look into these kids, and it's going to be hard for me to pick just 3 to come in here because we've got a bunch that are awesome, and they love each other, they love this team, they love this town, and it'll be fun to listen to what they have to say next week. I can't wait.
All right, so Coach and I'll be back next week with a special edition of the Bulldog Show.